Hello everyone. Today we are going to explore a topic that's incredibly important for our personal and professional lives, but often misunderstood. Emotional intelligence, or EQ for short. You have probably heard that improving your EQ is all about working on yourself, managing your emotions, controlling your reactions, and being more empathetic. But here's a contrarian view. Emotional intelligence isn't just about you. It's about relationships, and relationships always involves two sides. If we want to improve our EQ and build better relationships, whether at home or at work, we need to address it jointly, not individually. Welcome to Agna Academy. We've all heard a lot about EQ, but here's another angle. We are talking about how conflicting emotions plays a central role in shaping our relationships. Have a think. Is there any conflict between two happy people? Obviously not. So we'll break this down into three actionable building blocks: awareness, management, and improvement. First is awareness. Awareness is the foundation of EQ. It's about understanding emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and triggers on both sides. Management. Once you are aware of each other's emotions, management is about both sides staying in control of them. This means developing resilience and finding constructive ways to channel your emotions. Finally, improvement. It is about setting common realistic goals and embarking on change because relationships thrive only when both sides are committed. Let's break it down step by step using six lenses on how we interact with the world. This is how EQ, or the lack of it, plays out in real life. Mindset. Always be aware of your own mindset and that of the others. Both should try to approach this with the right mindset. Mental health. Be mindful of your own mental health and of others. There could be challenging personal circumstances and the inability to cope on both sides. Ego. Having a big ego or an inflated sense of self on both sides is likely to get in the way of your emotional responses. Empathy. The ability to see things from each other's perspectives. You need to build relationships based on mutual respect. Presumptions. We make assumptions about what the other side is saying or read in between the lines. Communication. Good communication isn't just about what you say, it's about how the other person receives it. Let's unpack EQ through a simple scenario. Something we've all experienced, a simple text that spirals into a storm of emotions. Picture this. You receive a message. We need to talk. That's it. No details, no context, just three words. Now, how do you react? What is your emotion in response? Happy, sad, angry, scared, or surprised? So let's understand your reaction using the six lenses. First, let's look at mindset. For the sender, this might just be a neutral message, but for you, your mindset shapes how you interpret it. If you have a growth mindset, you might think, oh, maybe it's an opportunity to catch up. But if you've been doubting yourself lately, you're thinking, what's wrong? Or maybe even other worst case scenarios. Next, mental health. If you are already feeling stressed or overwhelmed, this could actually amplify your anxiety. Now let's look at empathy, or the lack of it. The sender did not consider how the recipient might interpret this message. Ego. This is where things get messy. For you, your ego might flare up. Why do they want to talk to me? Do they think I'm not busy? And next is presumption, because that fuels the fire. The sender assumes that you will understand the tone and as a routine message, but you assume the opposite. It must be serious, maybe even negative. Finally, the big one, communication. This text fails to clarify what the context is. I have a few updates to share about work. Let's chat over some cake and coffee tomorrow. So does that make a difference? So what does this teach us? That we need to talk is never as simple as it seems because it leads to conflicting emotions as all our lenses are different. If this is you, then you're not alone. Did you know our IQ only accounts for 20% of success in life? This is because social and emotional intelligence is significantly higher determinant of success. Only about 36% of the people worldwide are emotionally intelligent. Also, 90% of the top performers have high EQ. So you now know what you should be working on to be successful. Let's understand it a bit deeper. Number one, awareness. To work on relationships, you first need to understand yourself. Recognizing your emotions prepares you to address them constructively. But it isn't just about introspection. It's about recognizing how your behavior affects others. Number two, management. This is where we take what we have learned about ourselves and put it into action. Managing emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means accepting them and choosing how to respond. But remember, this isn't a solo act. If a colleague or partner is also feeling overwhelmed, invite them into the process. Say, can we take a moment to regroup and come back to this with fresh perspectives? This shifts the dynamic from me versus you again to us versus the problem. So when both sides take responsibility for their emotions and actions, you create mutual space. Number three, improvement. Finally, in relationships, it is about having shared goals and celebrating progress together. Start small, take incremental steps to build trust and reinforce positive behaviors. Be patient as relationships are dynamic and EQ is a skill that evolves over time. Let us use some more examples. Let's take examples from real life. Situations in which we need very high IQ. Example, disagreement with a partner or soothing a frustrated friend, managing family expectations, catering to your child's emotional needs, workplace team conflict, feedback during a performance appraisal, work-life balance as a parent, customer dissatisfaction, or handling layoffs as a manager, all highly emotional situations that require us to have a high EQ. We have all experienced it sometime or the other and want to get better at it. So what should you work on to improve your IQ? So here are the takeaways. EQ isn't just about managing your emotions in isolation. It's two-sided. Whether you're dealing with a partner at home or a colleague at work, remember, EQ is a team effort. By focusing on awareness, management, and improvement, not just for yourself, but for both sides, you create a foundation for deeper, more meaningful connections. When you approach conflict as an opportunity for partnership, you're building bridges. So remember, be aware of your own six lenses. Calibrate your response based on the triggers. And lastly, it won't happen overnight, but keep working on it and keep improving. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, remember, be mindful of yourself and also of others. Huru for now.